military misadventure. Instead, the voters closed ranks. Americans imagined that they were under general attack. In Dubuque, they bought tape to seal their doors and windows against chemical attack. In Dallas, they stopped opening their mail, afraid that the towelheads were aiming to poison them. Even to this day, electronic billboards along I-95 north of Washington, D.C. tell travelers to report suspicious activity. Another says, terror tips. Call 1-800-4XX-XXXX. I was tempted to call to ask for a tip, but this would surely get us on a list of suspects. The war on terror soon proved a letdown. As far as we know, not once in 10 years was a truck spotted headed south on I-95 with Arab fanatics at the wheel and drums of fertilizer and gasoline in the back. The terrorists went limp. The terror hotlines were silent. Apparently the terror pros were dead or under deep cover, but the amateurs soon took over. In the years following the original terrorist strike, the media reported only 3 additional incidents worthy of comment. In one, a man tried to get his shoes to explode. In another, a man actually did scorch his own genitals before an alert passenger overpowered him and put out the blaze. In another, terrorists allegedly drove a van load of explosives into Manhattan, but then were unable to get it to blow up. There were real wars, too, even more expensive and even more absurd. The nation with the largest nuclear arsenal in the world accused poor, desolate Iraq of having weapons of mass destruction, WMDs. An invasion was launched. The Daily Reckoning, always on the side of the underdog, the lost cause, and the diehard, doubted that the war was a good idea. Not that we had any opinion on who would win the war, or whether the world would be a better place as a result. We just thought it was mildly indecent for such a big country to pick on such a small one. Readers were incensed. Many wrote to accuse us of a lack of patriotism. We pled nolo contendere. Some wrote to suggest that the U.S. Air Force should drop bombs on us, too. We were in Paris at the time. Had the French not refused flyover rights to U.S. bombers, one of them might have done it. Those were heady times. Imaginations ran wild. Besides Iraq, there was Afghanistan, and more bombast, bickering, and bunkum. No WMDs were ever found. These wars made little sense in terms of U.S. strategic interests, said critics. But perhaps they missed the point. Men have desires. History has destinations. Maybe the point was not to win, but to lose. The United States faced no real enemies or probable threats. Nature abhors a vacuum and detests a monopoly. After the Berlin Wall fell, the United States had a near monopoly on military power. She could not find a worthy opponent, so she had to create one. She sought to destroy herself by spending money she didn't have on wars she couldn't win. More on this in Chapter 4. Most of our attention in the Daily Reckoning was focused on what was going on in the world of money. Both politics and money are often absurd and funny. But the world of money is not lethal. You can laugh without risking a firing squad. There, too, in the 2000 to 2010 period, the United States was so far out in front of other economies, she had to be her own enemy. In economics, as in warfare, Americans fought to lose. So it was that the micro-recession of 2001 was met with a dramatic and practically suicidal response. Alan Greenspan's Federal Reserve took its key interest rate down below the rate of inflation, essentially giving away money for free, and kept it there. The Bush administration also used fiscal stimulus to disastrous effect. It quickly replaced the surplus of the Clinton years with a large and growing deficit. Altogether, this was the strongest official intervention ever undertaken. It had results, but not ones any sensible person would want. You can see for yourself in Chapter 5. The new stimulus spending went into speculative assets, stocks, commodities, and, most important, real estate. With mortgage money so readily available, the U.S. housing market took off, rising at roughly twice the rate of gross domestic product, GDP, over the 5 years to 2007. Soon,